Um, you work so much to survive, and then in the 2 hours that you arrive in the home before you sleep, you just want to rest and not. Yeah, because I always need to work hard, and then when you arrive at home, you cannot think, it's not true, and you just accept.
It depends. I mean, a lot of people are tired from work because society's pressing harder and harder and harder. They get home, they're exhausted. Doesn't matter what you're doing, most people, their brains are exhausted because they're thinking, shit, I've got to pay the bills. That's it. Society's speeding up. If you can escape from it into a picture like that, that's fine.
The idealist in me would like to think, because we want to be informed, because we want to think that we know what's going on and that there's some sort of accountability held to us and other people, and that we have a hold on our world events and our community. And we have that kind of sense that, oh, because I know this, I'm a part of it, I'm doing my job as a citizen.
Every day, like 7 o'clock to 7:30, that's the main news of the day. And all the provincial, like we have about 30-some provinces, all their stations would be broadcasting the same program. So if you're in China, at 7 to 7:30, there's hardly anything else to see. So everybody is watching that. And so people like in my father's generation, they would have accustomed to 7 o'clock, you have to sit there to watch that TV. So it's a mandatory program.
I would like to say that I trust them, but there's some lots of things about stars and things like that. You wonder if it's just publicity.
There were no weapons of mass destruction. It was basically another agenda looking to basically unseat Saddam. So that's a perfect example of why we start to question it.
Well, do I trust them? Yeah, but it's only a selection. They make you see. That's something I know, but I do trust what.
Them completely.
Well, yeah, I trust what I see, but I know there's more. They select what you see.
Because if you read sort of a variety of newspapers, you always get a slightly different story, which makes you think that it's written with a certain agenda. And I mean, some newspapers are politically linked and religiously linked, and I think it's just they take things out of context. I tend to try and make up my own story.
I don't trust anything from the Sun, the Mirror, and the tabloids. Maybe more, I read the Times and I sort of take that as being true, I'd say.
BBC News I think I'd take as being true, but tabloids not so much. It's all...
Yes, you do.
It's not like... It's just a load of rubbish, really. Yeah.
He believes all the gossip in them, really.
Aye.
He does.
When I watch it, I don't think I do trust it, because all the time I'm asking questions to what they report. Well, where do they get this information, and which direction are they steering this in? Because everyone's kind of got a vendetta, and I don't think that everything is controlled by an unbiased source.
I think, personally, I think they hold back a certain amount of information. I don't know if it's slanted in a way, but I think they present it, in the form that they want you to believe.
Because many magazines or newspapers want to manipulate or give some wrong information to control the population.
So I suppose always there is an economic interest behind of a lot of news. That's why I don't really believe in all the news they are appearing on the newspapers. That's well.
Is the fact that obviously if they report something maybe their advertisers don't like, or they put views across that that disagree with their advertisers, that they don't want to do that, obviously, or they're going to lose their advertisers. So
I think some people do believe it. I think some people do believe what they read in like the Sun. And I know my grandparents read it, and they take everything they read as like
Gospel.
Being true, and it's laughable. But I just think I think the Sun and the Mirror to most people has now just become something you get for entertainment, not to find anything like factual.
I think they'll say anything that's half true to sort of sell a paper, really.
If the journalists are being politically influenced to steer the story this way for someone, or if they're being influenced to steer the story towards everything's okay, you don't have to worry. And you also watch, maybe, I don't know if you get Spanish television, I get Spanish television over there, or Al Jazeera, or the networks that they're trying to start in Latin America. I think it's Tusurul. you wonder how much they're showing in comparison to what we're showing.
Because I know very well that they're going to tell us what they want to tell us, and they've got a political bent, particularly in America. BBC, I think, is supposed to be neutral, so I'd probably trust it a bit more, but that's what I said. I think it's supposed to be neutral. But you know, in the States now with Fox News is run by a bunch of conservatives. I think it's even Bush's cousin is at the head of Fox News. I don't believe anything they tell me. CNN, listen, the news is just to get an idea of what the weather's going to be for the next day.
Yeah, because if you want to control, you always to a negative way. If you want to supervise and give you orders, it's not good. Because you cannot control other people. They need to know the truth and submit to their conclusion.
I just feel very cynical and untrusting about it. I think that they... I don't, in general, think that they are there for the betterment of anything, except it seems to be based about money.
I think negative, because they people have a feeling about something, and because they only show us this bit, the fear of some people gets bigger. Okay. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Obviously, people are finding out some information, but I think it has more of an impact to scare, maybe, or to surprise, because that's what people want to read, is the scary things. And so people maybe more live in sort of a state of, I don't know, fear, and they recall, the most things they recall from news are tragedies or disasters instead of maybe the better end of things. Or
yeah, I'm not hugely convinced by a lot of it. Although I think it's valuable, it does, often something is written or said on the TV and so that makes it so. I mean, you look at what's happening with the stock market at the moment, a lot of that is because of people saying that there's going to be a crash, and so it makes it happen. So I think it's useful to pay attention to it.
Maybe you've heard the expression, the dumbing down of America. Well, thanks to TV, that's what's happening, and people really are becoming stupid. And I'm serious, you know, it's frightening even. And programming, I mean, program is ridiculous. It's all reality TV, and who cares about these people, really? And it's done in such a way that you get hooked on it, but what's the purpose? You just spend your life watching somebody else's life and you're not living. It's really bad.
Well, it's sensationalism. It's you know, the things that will sell papers. You know, we all know that they lie, but it's all that's the way the world is. You know, it's very difficult, and to read really positive news is quite rare.
It's incredible, so they don't catch on, you know, week after week after week. It's aliens coming down, and a woman who's given birth to a 30-pound baby. Okay.
Yeah, because they said, please don't get out at house, PCC, it's control the city. But it's not true, not control the city. It gets a lot scared people.
It's a really powerful thing. Television and newspapers are very powerful, and they're in a great position to be doing a lot more good than they are doing. A lot more, you know, good. A lot more, you know, to just be more open and honest.
Very little is positive of what you read. So, you know, instead of being bombarded with bad news about Iraq and people dying and HIV and this and that, you know, sometimes, you know, you just can't live otherwise. You become so obsessed with the news that you just can't live. You can't look at the sky, you can't think of the sunshine, you know, all you think about is all the horrible things that are happening everywhere, you know, just excessive information.